Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news happening right now here. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic, host of the Rush Hour podcast. We've got a mugshot. Mugshot with Laura Owens. This is happening live breaking news. Let's jump into it right now. Here it is, folks. Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. This is my first reaction to this mugshot as it's coming in. Let me just move some things around. There we go. Identification information. This is for Laura Owens. She, of course, has been charged with 7 felony accounts. Hey, she's got the lips, or she got the lip smacker happening. Nice, plump lips there. You got to look good for your mugshot, folks. It might be your big claim to fame. I always said if a documentary was made of Laura Owens, they would be using her mugshot. And never in a million years did I believe this would become a reality. Laura Michelle Owens, here's the information. Arrest agency, book date. This was May 27th, 2025. Again, we learned on May 1st that she was being charged with 7 felonies. I think it wasn't until her arraignment or whatever. Laura Michelle Owens, age 35, sex, male. Wait, hold on. There's a breaking story for you. What? Now, obviously, I'm guessing this is a mistake. And I don't want to make light of her issues. Says she weighs 90 pounds. I'm here to say that is not healthy. And I'm not here to shame her weight. I want to say I hope she's surrounded by a good support system that can help her out here, but we know that's not the case, as it could be that her mom might be charged as an accomplice. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, but the Maricopa County prosecutors said that there's an accomplice that helped Laura commit her crimes. Facial hair, no mustache, no beard. I guess that's because they logged her as a male. Hair color brown, eye color brown. Hair length long. So I got it. I'll be quite honest. And by the way, I'm live with the Patreon. I'm not here to comment on her appearance whatsoever. Although I think she looks pretty good. I think it's a pretty good headshot. All things considered. You know, she wouldn't have the chance to Photoshop it to her liking, but you know, this is the problem. This is the problem I have with Laura, is she doesn't need to do the things she did. Obviously, she's got a mental health issue. I don't know what it is. I couldn't possibly diagnose her, given I'm not a psychologist and I don't have the special ability to crack into her mind. But I got to tell you, I mean, for the right guy, maybe she lowers her standards. Don't go after guys that were the star of The Bachelor, but just go for some standard bloke that you meet there, maybe a jockey you meet while you're training horses. You could find a nice guy, right? Is that dude, what's that dude from San Francisco, the guy that likes to comment? Maybe, is he single? I don't know. Alex says that would be an amazing plot twist as far as pregnancy goes if she's biologically male. Now, we don't believe she is. I have no indication whatsoever to believe she's a biological male. I'm guessing this was just a mistake in this system. Now, will she use this to get off of her charges? I don't think it'll be that easy there. But, you know, she's got some eyeliner happening. Clearly, this is one of the worst days of her life, you would imagine, right? This is not a good day. But in the world where Laura always wanted to be the center of attention, she's got it. Jane Jones in the comment section says, OMG mugshot. By the way, if you're not a member of the Patreon, today's a good day to join, as this came across my desk literally moments ago by, I got sent this from Megan Fox again here. She, of course, is on the beat when it comes to mugshots here. Chris said she's not going to be able to touch up her fillers and dissolve the migration from prison. Well, fillers can last a long time, though. Maybe there's some sort of penile filler spa that they have there in Maricopa County. I'm not sure how the system works. Do they work for, little money and then they can use that at the commissary? Is that what it's called? Where they can buy apples or, Juvederm? I don't really know how it works. But look, I mean, I say this in jest, but I mean this in kindness. There's a world where Laura Owens admits to her crimes, gets the help she needs, goes back to Barry's boot camp, starts eating healthy, and possibly moves on with her life in a positive way. Now, she can't do that. She can't have a podcast about self-help and this and that while she continues to destruct and sow chaos to so many different people's lives, right? She can't have it both ways. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The only interesting thing I've ever known about Laura would be if she admitted to her crimes and explained why she did what she did. As far as we know from sources that have spoken to people within the casita, she has no plans on a plea deal, which, by the way, I've heard from lawyers that say a plea deal would involve her serving jail time, and others have said, well, it would probably be some sort of probation. I don't think they want to give her a plea deal. I think they have enough bad info on her that they want her charged for every crime she's committed. Yeah, I don't know. Can you buy Juvederm in prison? You can buy a lot of things in prison. I don't know if it'll come out. We know she knows how to inject herself, at least as far as the HCG is concerned. I'm not claiming she injected HCG, but it appears as though that's what the evidence will show. Now, it's just, what a year, folks. Can you imagine? Put yourself in my position. This lady right here tried to sue me for harassment, called the FBI on me, accused me of crazy things like revenge porn, called the district's attorneys, tried to write a smear article about me. She did all these things. And then a year later, here we are, not going to trial. At least, if I do go to trial, it's as a key witness for the prosecution. And again, I don't mean to burn so many calories taking my victory lap, but, let me lace up my shoes here on this one. And by the way, does anybody have a horse in Scottsdale? I would love to show up. I don't know if it's possible, and I don't mean to make a spectacle of the court, but can I show up? Can I show up to trial on a horse? Is that something? Is a horse a legal? Does anybody have any street legal horses that we could possibly gallop? And again, maybe it'll be too hot. I don't know. But either way, I do plan on wearing a bolo tie. Now, all joking aside, justice, for Clayton really has meant, the truth coming out against Laura. And this is another step in that process. To say, well, we knew she was charged with crimes, but boy, it doesn't hit until you see the mugshot, doesn't it? I mean, anyhow, her dad's getting sued by Chase Bank right now for $52,000 for unpaid credit cards. They are clearly racking up the bills, needing, lawyers. They're not paying baby Gingras. Where's his mugshot? Well, actually, there has been he did have a mugshot from back in the day. We'll have to analyze that on another date and time. But let's do this. I'm assuming this is going to be on Reddit, and don't mind me. This is just one of those sort of like we're kind of going at the flying at the seat of our pants. Here it is. Yeah, so here it is, the mugshot, and let's see your comments. She spent hours on her mugshot look. Bad Botox and bad filler. Well, I'm not here to bash her. I don't think the filler's that bad. What do I know, though? I don't know much. My lips are plump from just making so many YouTube videos. This is natural filler I get. This is filled with the comment section right here. This is all natural, baby. But eyebrow game is looking good. Good eyebrow game, I'm just saying there's a world where we can do some maybe, what's it called? A queer eye for the fraudulent guy. How does it work? Can we get the Fab Five over here? Maybe redo some wiring. I've always said, and again, not a doctor, but there has to be a dose of mushrooms. They always say like mushrooms kind of like reset your brain if you've had PTSD or whatever. And again, I'm not making light of it, but you got to go into the earth. You got to try something different. Mushrooms, I don't know, maybe some form of ecstasy, acid maybe, find a shaman, do some ayahuasca, DMT, what's it called? Dimethyl, whatever. Try something different. And maybe there'll be a shaman you can meet in prison who can help you sort of guide you through the process. But I'm an ever optimist. Leave a comment. Let me know, folks. I'm an optimist. I think there's a way out of this for her. Now, it'll involve jail time. Now, the thing with Laura is she might like this. Like she might enjoy the fact that she's, getting this attention. She might enjoy the fact that she's going to serve jail time. because she'll come out of it and she'll sell jail merchandise and be the, what was her podcast called again? Like, nobody told me, nobody told me there'd be consequences for committing medical fraud, perjury, whatever else they're going to get her for. Did they find the belly? Did they find the baby bump that we think she wore at trial when she zoomed in and said, can I show the belly? I mean, now obviously I got to be careful because the human inside of me doesn't want to make fun of somebody who's got a clear mental health issue. Let's go ahead and make fun of her parents instead. Now, Ron and Jan let this wildfire fuel on for way too long. This is literally needs to be in parenting books. Don't enable your kid to be a petulant bitch. Don't enable them to lie, get away with lying, use the family's name, the power that comes from knowing Uncle Joey Cotchett or whatever his name was, the lawyer that she pretended to be, the agent. Don't let her get away with any of this. And you might argue, well, she did a lot of it behind the scenes and they didn't know. Either way, I'm flummoxed, folks, to see this. I didn't know if the day would come. And again, I encourage people, don't mock her looks, like fight the case on merit. Because if anything, I'm giving her a compliment here. Old Davey Ballgames is saying, Lori, you're not looking too bad. Not too shabby mid-30s. I see you in your mid-30s. Good eyebrow game. Now, let's get you eating a better diet. Let's get you admitting to all of the crimes you committed. Let's get you dropping all of the restraining orders. And let's restore your life a little bit. Uncle Dave over here, Big Bro Dave, I'm here to help you get back on your feet. Let's register you so that you don't commit these crimes ever again. Let's let every guy out there know, hey, you had a little bit of a checkered past, but hey, she might blow you. I mean, she's done a few, twice maybe, if you've got the Clayton Echard gene pool. I know not all of us do, but that guy can really see his way to the finish line. Well, there it is. From tonsil hockey to throat, turkey basting to a mugshot. We've really seen it all. And if you want to comment on this and see the live reaction, you can go to patreon.com/Dave Neal. Alex says, nobody told me you can brew your own alcohol in a prison toilet and other insider prison tips. Yeah, I mean, maybe, who knows? Maybe she can meet some pregnant ladies and swap urine in the prison. Who knows? Chris said the Botox looks good. The soul does not. Alex says, to me, it's the eyes. It's not a bad pick, but you can't hide the crazy eyes. Chris says, can we get a Laura and Jingy mugshot side by side? Yeah, the mugshot really solidifies things. Kenny Kia says, this is litigious Laura. Of course, she will sue for anything she can. Well, there it is, folks. Laura Owens, listed as a male. I believe that's a clerical error. I don't know anything to prove otherwise. Although if it's not, that's a different story. No shaming anybody. It's just a different story. The documentary takes a different turn. But otherwise, we'll be here to cover this. And again, I'll be covering this trial, whether as a witness or as a YouTube journalist, I'm not really sure. But again, credit where it's due, Laura. I don't hate the mugshot. Let me know what you guys think. This is a breaking news story. The Rush Hour afternoon episode's coming up next. I already got that filmed. That more. It's already on audio, so you can go listen to the podcast now. Search The Rush Hour with Dave Neal. And we'll have more to say about this. I'm sure of it. We'll talk to you later. I'm Dave. This was an extra edition to The Rush.